Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. It is Wealthfluential Wednesday and we are here with one of our favorite mortgage loan strategists, Ms. Antoinette Pender, also known as YourMortgageLadyNet. Today we are talking about charge-offs and collections as it relates to your financing of a loan for a home purchase. All right, so if you guys don't know, Antoinette and I work together quite often. We help a lot of clients together. And we were having a conversation about charge-offs and credit reports. And she just blew my mind. What did you tell me?
So what I did tell Nicole is that I really thought she knew this, but I wanted to share because we thought that a lot of people don't know this.
Absolutely.
So when you are purchasing a home, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, loans like that do not require the outstanding balance of a charge-off account to be paid. So, in layman's terms, you don't have to pay off the charge-offs. If it is classified on the credit report as a charge-off, we do not consider that in the loan process. We don't make you pay it off. It's not added into your debt-to-income ratio. That's not a thing.
All right.
She didn't know that.
Had no clue, right? Because on our side of the business and credit repair, we know that those charge-offs are hurting your score. But what Antoinette is just now explaining to us is that if your score is within range for you to be approved for a loan, you do not have to get rid of those charge-offs.
Right. So here's strategy, right? Because I'm a loan strategist.
Strategy.
This is what I do. Strategy. If you have a 700 score, you have an old charge-off on there, you have a 700 score, you qualify for the loan, there is no need. If you want to do it, that's fine, but it's not necessary for you to pay off that $3,000 collection to get the loan. If you want to do that just so your score goes up, you can. But if you're already qualified and you have the score, you can repurpose those funds to go towards the down payment and the closing costs. So that's strategy. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if you have a 605 score and we want you to get up, 640, 680, whatever the case may be, and you know you need that to qualify for a mortgage, and paying off that charge off will, in fact, Wealthfluential gets with you and Nicole and her team. They say, hey, removing this, paying this off, whatever the case may be, it's going to increase your score to about a 680. Then you're going to want to do that for the credit purpose, to get your score where you need to be to qualify for the loan. But you do not have to pay off the charge off to qualify. You need that for your credit to be, the score needs to be for the loan. Does that make sense?
It makes absolute sense. So if I don't have the credit score that I need yet for a loan, yes, I need to address and remove and clean up those charge-offs. But if I already have the credit score that's needed, I don't necessarily need to drop any additional funds into cleaning off those charge-offs. And it's really important because when people are starting the process of purchasing a home, you start looking at your finances as a whole and you're trying to save for down payment and you're saving for your closing costs. And then I always hear people say, but I need to clean my credit up first. And this is just confirmation for me because I would always tell clients, before you do anything to your credit, you need to talk to a lender because they will tell you specifically what you need to target. And even here at Wealthfluential, we are credit repair experts. We still tell you, if you come to us specifically for credit repair so that you can purchase a home, we handle you differently than other clients because we know that we need to know specifically from your lender what it is that we need to target and what we need to tackle. This is phenomenal information. I think that, you know, the more that we know, the more educated we are about this system of credit reporting, the way that credit is used, how your FICO scores are being calculated, what impacts what you need based on what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
The better off we are. That is what these Wednesdays are for.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's all about the end goal.
Yes.
Everybody's goal is different. And so when you talk about real estate and home buying, my favorite answer, I heard this years ago before I got in the industry. It depends. That literally is the answer for most things when you're starting out, until you get with an expert and we look at your specific situation. So you can't just call, well, what's the interest rate today? It depends on your situation. Well, what score do I need? It depends. Do you need a program that you're trying to get assistance, or are you going conventional or FHA? It depends. Do I need to pay off a collection? It depends. So collections, that will segue into that, right? So charge-offs is that's one thing. A charge-off, can you explain what a charge-off is?
So yeah, let's talk about the difference between a charge-off and a collection as they appear on your credit report. Let's say I have a Macy's card, I run into hard times, I'm in the hospital, I lose my job, I'm unable to pay, and Macy's says, hey, we've been trying to get payment from you for the last few months, we're going to charge off this account. That is a charge-off. It is directly from the creditor that you purchased or that you used for the funds. Now, Macy's at the end of the year or maybe next year, they say, well, we want to get rid of some of this debt. They sell it to a collection company. And now that collection company takes your debt and they report it to the credit bureaus as a collection. So you could have a charge-off and a collection for the same account on your credit report. So that's the difference between a charge-off and a collection.
Right. So when it comes to the loan process, a charge-off, again, as I said, that's not something that's necessarily considered in the loan process. However, collections are different. For example, with an FHA loan, right? If your collections, the balance of the collections that are not medical, so your non-medical collections.
That's right.
If they go
real
ahead.
quick, jump in, go back to our YouTube and check out our medical collections Wealthfluential note, and you will hear about the changes that are happening with medical collections. And as you see, from a lending perspective, they're already not paying attention to those medical collections on your report.
Right, but getting them removed or them not being reported, though, it may raise your score, which is puts you in a different position. So it's still very important.
Absolutely.
It's just when it comes to the loan, we don't look at medical collections. We don't calculate them in your debt to income ratio and all that stuff. So when something's a collection that's non-medical, you have your old AT&T bill, all the things that we just, you forgot to pay, something like that. If it's a collection and the balance of, you have 5 collections, if they equal less than $2,000, we don't have to do anything with those collections, right? I'm talking, and this example is FHA. If the collections add up to over $2,000, you will have to address it in some form. So if you're going to pay them off, that's one thing. They can be paid at closing, so that can be done. If not, you can do a payment plan with the creditor, and that's something that you can call them, or if you're working with Wealthfluential, you guys can work that out with the creditor. Absolutely. If you do, we need a letter, because now that payment is going to be added into your debt to income ratio when we calculate how much you can afford. Or if you don't want to do a payment plan and you don't want to pay it off, we will take 5% of the balance of each one of those collections, and that 5% will be used as a payment. Again, it will be added into your debt to income ratio. Strategy, right?
Exactly.
I'm always going to go back to strategy because that's who I am and that's what I do. If you make enough income to get the amount of house that you want and your debt to income ratio is low, there's no need for you to go pay the collection off. There's no need for you to even make a payment plan. If I can take the 5%, put those numbers in, and your debt to income ratio is still okay, we'll just use that. So no additional funds. So whatever you're going to use, that's now money for closing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if your DTI is already really close, it's high, and you know, if we use 5%, it's going to be too much, but you can come up with a $5 a month payment plan. As long as it's in a letter, that's fine. Then we can use that. But that, you know, it's a little bit of a longer process, but it can be done. If we can't use any additional money because you're maxed out on your debt to income ratio and you're over $2,000, then you're going to need to pay something off.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to settle or do whatever, that's up to you. You can do that. But as far as the loan, then we're going to need to address it if the collections are over $2,000 collectively. Collections. Charge off is separate. Collections and their medical is separate. Collections that are not medical is what I'm talking about. Everything is different. And I've seen also when I've done credit simulators to see if we do this, this, and that, it'll bring your score up. I've seen every time when I click this collection and that collection will be paid off to zero, just paid off, not deleted. It does not change the score. So if you want to start getting rid of collections and you're prepared, you have time, that's when you get with someone at Wealthfluential, and that's when they're going to show you how to get them deleted. Because if it's deleted, it's like it was never there, and that's what increases your score.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is exactly the reason why we do these Wednesday Wealthfluentials, because we want, in every industry, anything having to do with personal finance, we want to make sure that we are helping to positively influence your wealth in your personal life. And so strategies like this, just knowledge is what we need. So we do hope that you will subscribe, that you join us every single Wednesday. We are sharing these nuggets for all of the different things that we're trying to accomplish in life. And Antoinette, we appreciate you so much. You're such a wealth of knowledge and information. And if you are anywhere in Florida and Georgia, and you are looking for a loan strategist to help you buy, to help you invest, please reach out. Her information is always available on our page. You can also message us, and we will include her information in the notes for this video as well. All right.
See you guys soon.
Thank you guys. Bye. That was awesome.